Truth is, you tune into the Royal Truth Radio Show on Little Raleigh Radio Station, starring Reese Royal, Royalty, Stars Pin, and yours truly, I am Queen Aisha. Truth is, your listening experience has just been upgraded. Truth is, we're ready. Are you? Here's your host, Reese Royal.
Hey, kings and queens, this is Reese Roy on Little Raleigh Radio with the Royal Truth. And you know how I have to start my show, and it's always started like this. We're being informative with accurate knowledge, never too direct, but only guide you towards the truth. We want to thank God for life and opportunity for us to come together. And always a shout out, I love you, Linda B. And as well, our music director Puma Kazi put some music together. I'm gonna give you a little bit of it, but this is more of a conversation show because it just I want to talk about this 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 it's a phenomenon. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's going on with people, but we're gonna have to sit down and talk about it. Our True Squad, as you know, we got my brother here, Royal T, up in the house, and
What's
I know.
going on?
What's up, bro? What's up with you?
Hey, can't complain, bro. I was worried about you for a minute, but we'll talk offline.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. And also, I'm waiting for Stars. Stars, I think we always been corresponding together, so I'm waiting for Stars to get here, but she hasn't gotten here yet. But yet, yes, Star Pen, our queen, should be here as well. But the day's topic, you all. The day's topic. What's up? Huh?
Fred was
Oh,
good to you today.
hey, hey. That's why we got the purple light going. We got the purple light going. We're gonna make sure.
Hey,
And outside not to do the shades either.
got the Moon Knight shirt on, everything.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards, whole 9 yards. There we go. Look, this intrigues me. I mean, I only gave you just the topic, but I picked certain ones to talk about right now. But according to American Psychological Association, approximately 40 to 50% of first marriages end in divorce. The divorce rate for the second marriage is even higher, with approximately 60 to 67% of these marriages ending in divorce. Now, what got me, you all, was the actual reasonings for this. I went and did a little research on it, and I said, well, we could discuss them, but then let me just look for what they said was the top seven. And the top seven on this actually was communication problems, infidelity, addiction, domestic violence, abuse, lack of intimacy, married too young, and financial issues were the top seven issues that people gave for the reasons why these marriages ended. But really, what got me, bro, was that the second time around, the second time around, it went from 60 to 67. I mean, say something. I mean, I don't understand that.
Bruh, and this is funny that something like this has been the topic of conversation for the last 2 weeks with everybody that I've been talking to. And
Everybody.
it's so weird. So I'm gonna jump right into the topics on the reasonings why. And I'm gonna say the number one in my book, and this is just my opinion, I'm gonna say the number one is the communication problems. Um, and I just had this conversation today. People don't like to be, well, I don't want to say they don't like to be told the truth, because they like to be told the truth, but can't they don't usually, a lot of people can't handle the truth. And so therefore in relationships, when you are truthful to your other half, sometimes they can't handle the truth and it hurts their feelings. So a
Mm,
lot of people hold back in relationships just to not hurt the other one's feeling, and they end up living a lie because they are now miserable
for
because they
not
can't be
telling the truth.
themselves and they can't express themselves like they want to. Me and my
Understood.
son just had this conversation. Me and Wes just had this conversation about that. Like literally.
Well, communication is the epitome of I feel a relationship. If you can't, but that's where I go into a deepness of why get into something if you can't speak your piece. That's where I have the the problem with getting to that position. Where if you get to that position, I mean, my God, then that's when you should. I mean, it's blah. Everything should just come out. You should not be holding back at all. If any times during that time, so that's what
But
communication being a problem.
but I wish you had some research on this part. So like what you just said. But when a relationship starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It always starts out a certain way. And it's usually that open, oh, I like him. He's so open, he's honest, he speaks his mind. But eventually that becomes a problem. And I say he, it could be he or she. So eventually that becomes a problem for some people. You see what I'm saying? So, like, oh, relationships, how many relationships do you know? And I wish I had some percentages and some numbers. How many relationships end how they started out? And I'm going to say, when I say end, I'm going to say if you were in a relationship for 6 years
Mm-hmm.
and that first 2 years, by the time you got to the second or the fourth year, was it the same as that first two? Doubt it very seriously.
No, no, no. Most chances it would definitely not be. And then you don't know what's been thrown at you, such as I'm thinking about people that I know now, like an unexpected pregnancy. Those things are just automatically what's going on in a relationship because another responsibility, priorities. You know,
Yep. I know all about that.
so I mean, it's wild to me the reasoning. What really made that thing stand out to me the most, bruh, is the fact that it increased by so much on the second time around. I feel like if you did it the first time and you saw these mistakes, then when you take a little bit more time in your decision when you do it again for it to be more successful. But it seemed like even people made worse decisions or worse with more worse decisions the second time around. They didn't actually make a better choice than they did the second time.
And that makes me look at the numbers, bro. That makes me look at the numbers, and then I think I'm going somewhere with this. And then I think about old school, meaning our parents, our grandparents, and some of the things that they went through. And you say to yourself, why did she or he stay with them so long? And he was doing this, and or she was doing that. It's that saying, it's cheaper to keep her. And back then they worked things out. And so it's like when you do those vows, means something to people. You know, when you're using God's name, that means something to people. And so people make mistakes. And
Yeah,
so relationships that first time around, if you make a mistake, or marriages, I should say, I shouldn't say relationship, marriages that first time around, if you make a mistake and you do something, people back in the day worked it out. I mean, look at that Denzel Washington movie, Fences.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's a good example of that. But when you now, what you were just saying about, them working things, certain things would happen and they didn't leave each other. I didn't know this is where you were going to go or not. But it seems like now they have a shorter tolerance than prior. And so the quickest and the easiest, the smallest, the easy, it been on Facebook doing something. They will leave each other quickly now more than they would in the past, where they would last a lot longer. But still, this number has not changed. The divorce for first marriages has been between 40 to 50% for at least a decade. But this second number is the one that seemed to intrigue me the most. But that goes into what I was going to say. I picked, I think, 5 relationships. I've been hoping for stars to pop in, but we're gonna just go through them because I picked 5 relationships to single out because there's so many right now, so many. One that I didn't even mention that is down my listing, but I would want to talk about them, but I didn't forgot to add them in at the last moment. So we all gonna go to the first relationship, y'all. The first relationship I'm gonna mention. I don't really know this woman, but it was just the number 25 stuck out to me from my 2.5 men's alum, Marin Hinkle, which I really don't know, filed for divorce against Randall Summers. I still don't know who he is either, but it was 25 years. That really stuck out to me, like 25 years. And when I was talking to my son, I was like, I'm telling you, I used to say 10, and I still say 10. But 25, look, you go to this end of the house, I go to this end of the house. we ain't going nowhere. It's just too late for you to think about that. Whatever, you be mad at me then. Be mad at me for what? You ain't going nowhere. So
Right.
that amazes me that you can invest that much time with someone and then let it go. That stuns me. So I'm not gonna say on them long that 25 is what got me there. These are the other 3 relationships that really got my attention. This one got my attention because, to my understanding, Joshua did not ever want kids, and then she got pregnant, and then they end up in divorce. That what gets me because I want to get the dynamics correct, but something was, you know, I think, and then where and I realize every time I say it, I'm like, she could have not just did this to get a child from him, but to my understanding, he wouldn't didn't want to have a child, and then they actually end up in divorce. Do not understand that one. I don't know too much more about Jody Turner Smith, but do you know more anything than I do, bro, about her?
I don't know anything about it, but however, I can see where this could cause issues and cause a divorce because in this case, and I'm not being uh,
Facetious.
um, 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 I'm not taking a side, put it that way,
Okay. Mm.
bias to women or men, but in a case like this, she has total control, really, on what happens because she could say one thing, which leads back to communication, and something can happen. She could tell him, "Hey, I'm on this or I'm on that," and that's his spouse, so he believes her. And then something happens. Oh, well, I wanted this, so I didn't tell you about it because this is what I wanted. So she has total
Mm.
control over that situation. And
Now
then
you,
something happens, and the man has nothing to say about it, has no say so in it. And then you get into the legal aspects of it. Who's going to pay? The man. And so that's why I said I'm not taking sides, but this is where I don't think it's fair because if that woman lies to you, you know what I'm saying, not honest to you or with you, and something like that happens, then you have no say so in the matter
right,
whatsoever.
right. True that. True that. And especially how society is set up on that. Yeah. Made me want to go back and look at that list one more time because that list, let me bring that back up one more time. And it's showing that. Now, communication problems. We discussed that. Infidelity. Now, I have some real wild parts of infidelity. I think it's crazy in the sense of people thinking they can be totally faithful. That's why I personally feel that's why the
I,
swingers have better situation.
I gotta ask you, bro,
What?
because I kind of already know because you and I have conversation after conversation after conversation. Infidelity.
Hmm.
What is your meaning? What is your definition of infidelity?
My definition of infidelity.
Your definition, Reese Royal's definition.
My definition of infidelity. It's funny how you say it like that because
Because I
infidelity.
know how we think.
Yeah, I mean, eh, infidelity. Well, let's say it's because the people I know and how I look at it. Infidelity to me would be doing something without telling them that you did something. That's how I see it. Because I have the friends who wives give them hall passes to do things to incite their own relationship.
Right. And exactly where I'm getting at with this. So the ones that have permission to do that is still infidelity.
You
It,
it's still
it, by,
infidelity.
by the term of the word, by the definition of the word, even if they have permission, it's still infidelity. And people look at infidelity as a bad word. And it's not necessarily bad if that person's partner agrees with that.
There you go. If your partner agrees with it, that's where the whole thing. Now, this is another one that really shot me around. Enough you know about. It's Incredible Hulk. Lou Ferrigno and his wife of 43 years getting
Wow,
a
she looked
divorce.
like the Hulk.
Huh?
Johnny said T. I said, wow, she looked like the Hulk.
Oh my God. No, he's wrong. Hey, but 43 years. 43 years. 43 years. What is your point? What is your point? I don't.
Do what are you gonna do other than go take some Geritol with somebody right now?
43 years. What is your point?
Because Lou
I'm fed up now. 43 years, you fed up? Are you
Lou
serious?
got to be 80 years old, right? Lou in his 80s, right?
You know what?
He's
Let's
late
go.
70s. He's late. I'll look it up right now, bro.
Yeah, me too. I'll look it
He's
up too because I honestly don't know how old he is, but still, either way, it don't make no sense. But girl, where you going with this? Where you going?
but see, and then we don't know who's wanting this. Is it him or her?
No, it's her, and she had allegations of him about his mistress and all this stuff, but still, 43 years, and it seems like you
He's
must have known him.
71.
71,
Yeah.
43
Born in
years.
1951. He was born.
43 years. I'm fan of the thought process. I put these in a certain angle. Let me see what I have the other ones. Who's next? This one shocked me as well. I wasn't too aware of their relationship, but then also her splitting from her man. I remember a lot of things recently she done. It was based to her relationship. With, I know it's just her boyfriend. I thought it was her husband, but she her has a split after I think it's 6 or 7 years. Lupita leaving her man, and then I think on the heels of a concert. Don't know the important logistics of that, but that one didn't stand out to me as much as this one, which its dynamics kind of got me when it came to Jizzy and his wife Gina May. Is I saying it right, Gina May? It was the way of the raising of the child and the way you like to live is the reason why this relationship had problems. Um, he wanted to live a certain way, she wanted to live a certain way, and it didn't mesh well, and that was the reason for their divorce. This one is only one, I'm not tripping over. It's still they're together for some years. They did have a baby, and he just decided to separate ways for that. Um, Again, minor reasons, but if he's strong in his convictions about how he feel about certain things, I'm not. I understand this one. I'm not a big fan of him, so I don't can't get into his life like that to know about him like that. But at the same time, also I was shocked about the relationship in the first place. So, you know,
Yeah, and I was just about to say that too, bro. I mean, I like Jeezy, but I'm like, when I first heard about it, I was like, wow, I didn't even know he was married to her.
I
I just
wouldn't have saw them two together. Be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even think
I
about it
can't
like that.
imagine. I can't imagine them together either. So it was just one of those things like, oh,
Well,
but
I had to
well,
leave, huh?
I was gonna say you didn't throw. I hope you got one more because if you didn't
I
put this
had
one
to
up
leave
here,
the last one to discussion for its
Dave,
time
I was just about to
frame.
get you. Yeah, but
Okay,
you should have put a different picture up there though.
I,
I tell you,
you
I
know,
tell you.
yo, there's a lot I can say here. That's a lot
So
I can say here.
so many people have been posting articles, and Will, don't come and slap me, please. But because I mean, but someone to do someone that is just vindictive to talk about your husband, even if you're, and they're not even quote unquote divorced, they're separated from the words out of her mouth,
Hmm.
separated. But for you to speak on him, to just make that man, just belittle this man, oh my God, just disrespect your husband, even if you're not together, you're supposed to be friends. Come on, man. That this is ridiculous. And I
She
don't even want to get into it.
she that's why honestly, bro, when I have would was the reason why we were all almost canceled this show, but then I said because I didn't want to give this light or give this much air, but it just gets me. You brought up stuff about Tupac, you brought up stuff about you messed with other women, you brought up what else she brought up? I'm sorry. That she didn't even see this slap before it didn't actually happen. She brought up um just all these things, I guess, to promote her worthy book, but a couple, a couple we had utmost respect for, a power couple they were, or we looked at them as. She just dismantled that. I mean, just mangled up that whole entire relationship. Okay, dismantled. the whole existence of what we saw this to be and realize it is not any of that. And did she come at the right time? Is she here? She put 40 on here. What's that, baby?
No, no, that's that. My boy Forte was trying to get in.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
got him
think
in.
that may be him because he just called me in. I ain't gonna let him in unless he show a picture.
Well, he's in now, but he ain't said ain't showing nothing yet. I guess he's making it.
All right,
I'm
what's
in,
going
T.
on?
It's me, bro.
What's going on, 40 Water? So this is my homeboy 40 Water. He in North Carolina with you, bro. He's in Greensboro.
Okay. What's
He's
up,
in
40?
Greensboro, North Carolina. So
What up? What up?
so of course the topic of conversation at the moment right now is Will and Jada, but the topic of conversation is, why, we have a higher percentage of people that get married for the second time. Why is it higher than divorce rates the first time? I mean, married the first time. The second time is the rates are higher. So we're not saying what to do, but it's just a question.
Basically saying it's 50% at the first marriage, but it's actually 67% in your second marriage to end up in divorce.
So do you have any take? Well, right now we're talking about the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith situation. Do you know anything about that? Do you have anything to say?
I'll be honest with you. I think, and this is just me speaking, I was more surprised about all the news that came out after the whole Grammys. And it was Grammys, right? With the Chris Rock and
Oscars.
the Oscars. The Oscars. Okay. The Oscars surprised me. The information after the Oscars surprised me. And then what came out here recently just took me for a whole loop to where, like, I don't know what to believe anymore because now they're saying they've been separated. I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, honestly, a lot of people, if you look on social media, a lot of people said Jada and Will was the perfect couple. Even J. Cole rapped about it in one of his songs. Like,
and took it out when yeah, exactly. That's a
yeah,
good point. I was just saying that before you got on the show, saying they were the power couple. We had so much respect for that relationship and them getting as far as they did in this game. And then she comes and dismantles the whole entire thing, just throwing this in there, that she slept with women, that she actually just so many things, the Tupac situation, and she was just throwing mud in the water. And I'm like, what is up? And then, like you just said, to me, I'm trying to understand, where was Will's mind at those Oscars? Because technically, y'all asses weren't together. So
Exactly. But
what's going on?
did you hear her when she said that she thought it was a skit? She's like, from where I was sitting, I thought it was like it really didn't look like Will slapped him. And I'm like,
Come on now, bro. Come on now. Your phone going, your the sound is going in and out on you. But I'm gonna say this. I think I told my son when he told me that, I said the only way that's believable is if they were separated, like she's saying, and they weren't living in the same spot, and they just came together to go to this event, and so she may have thought it could have been a skit. That's the only thing to make me halfway believe that. But I don't believe that. Look, we saw what we saw from the screen, from the TV, the cameras moving around. She's right in the room on the first front row. Come on now, come on. The man who's sitting in front of you gets up and goes to the stage, and what?
and then gets banned. He gets banned from the Oscars.
Over this situation, and you want Willie with the girl? I don't know.
Nah,
He
so
just
it's something else not being told is my problem.
oh yeah, there's something. And now the thing is, I really worry about his mental, because I mean, at that point, trying to understand, I don't have, and that's empty. He still did Chris wrong, but what was your mental for a situation that technically now she just age? You can't say it's a relationship you're trying to say, because y'all have been separated for 6 years and you weren't with it when it happened. So you gotta explain your actions. Your actions are still wrong, but now it's a little bit more concern actually for him, because this woman right here has really. I was watching a Different World last night. The real Jada, the Jada before this one, the one that had that face. I was enjoying that person and watching now of just to sell a book called Worthy. You're gonna do all of this. I wonder why the kids seem like they were messed up. That's too much. What is she doing to men? I mean, the man that she had an entanglement, and they say he gay. I mean, so I don't. I mean, her son walking around telling Tyler, the creator, is his boyfriend. What is she doing to boys? What's she doing to men? She's messing them up.
Well, and you know the scary part, like you said, is Will's mental, because during all of this, Will has yet to come out and say anything, and it's every right of his not to say anything. But you know, when do we start thinking about that person's mental state? You know what I mean? Because this could take a drastic toll on somebody, but nobody's thought about how Will feels. I hope his kids are at least checking on him. You know what I mean? Because I know they see this.
It's a meltdown. I mean, it's really an unfortunate situation. But 40, you missed the other relationships. I don't know too much about them either, but we can just do a recap of the relationships that we discussed right here. You know, first and foremost, like I said, I don't know this woman, but after 25 years, I don't know why you're going nowhere. But okay, Maren Hinkle leaving Randall Summers after 25 years with a baby on the way, or a baby here. I'm not sure which one, but Miss Jody Turner Smith leaving Joshua Jackson. Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk, loses his woman after 43 years together. Do not make sense. So like I said, I'm not going nowhere. If you get me for that many years, you go to the East Wing and I go to the West Wing, but your motherfucking ass ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Not on the radio today. And in turn, Lupita losing her man. And I don't know why I threw this in here, but I just think she's such a sweet girl. I don't know. So I guess this one just throws me out there. I felt like she'll put her all in and it wouldn't be any issues, but I guess every relationship has its problems.
But you know what though, us on the outside as I don't even want to say fans, but I'm gonna say spectators. Everything is different, man. It's like, because there are some actors that I found out were just like straight buttholes. And you would think they're like the coolest or the sweetest people in the world because of their career, what we see on TV. But that's what we see. You know, we don't know that real person. Just like Stars Pens, I wish he was here, and I will not name any names, but a few celebrities that she came in encounter with.
Right.
And she started making faces, and I'm like, yo, I thought Homeboy was cool because I grew up with him, listening to him, and I'm like, you can't, hey, that's like the ideal person. That was like one of your idols. And like I said, I ain't gonna say no names because I have my own opinions about it, but yeah, that part.
Well, in turn, you're right. So I can't, Lupita could be a whole different person. She could be. To me, she just loses. I mean, I like her. I don't know her as well, but
it's just like Janet. You know, you might not want to hear this, but Janet's sweet. I think she's sweet, but that's what we see. But Janet's been through a few men herself, so she could possibly.
Because she waited for me. The problem was she just didn't. She's been trying to find me and she hasn't found me yet. That's her problem. We'll get to that later. Remember about that, y'all. I don't know how this became the #1 movie of the week. But Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour is the #1 movie of the week.
How is that a movie?
I don't understand it. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
There's a lot of things I can't agree with on that. And then, I mean, hearing the recent, and I guess part of it is the publicity that's going on right now with her and Travis Kelce.
Mhm.
Like, it just takes one small, well, to me at least, one small media outburst or media, I guess, section, and then now everything blows up. Because before you mentioned this, and I saw it before, But before you mention it, I never knew that was number one.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So, hey, bro, before we go to the next section, right? Or
Mhm.
this might be the last section. And I know we got like maybe 15 minutes left. This guy that's on this radio, on this show right now, called me 10:30 the other night and tried to have a debate with me about if R. Kelly R. Kelly can't sing. Now I don't agree. I don't agree with what he did or whatever. I think he's a great writer. But he can sing. And what I told him, I said, well, if R. Kelly can't sing, I want you to go listen to one person. I want you to go listen to Ice JJ Fish.
look,
So R. Kelly can sing. So 40. The reason I'm saying this because my brother's a singer and you know that. So
yes.
what is your take on R. Kelly can sing or not? And I'm just saying, I ain't saying he's no Luther Vandross or nothing like that, but can he sing? And I'm gonna tell you what he said. He said that R. Kelly just sounds like he talks, and that's it. He just got a good speaking voice.
Okay.
You ain't saying nothing. No, I'm waiting.
Me?
I'm waiting for you, bro. Yes, you.
My take on if R. Kelly can sing, I think he has his own sound. I'm put it like that because Trey Songz. Okay, so when Trey Songz came out, he reminded me a lot of of R. Kelly, and it's a certain style in the way he sings. And so I can't say he cannot sing because if I say he cannot sing, I'll have to say a whole lot of other people cannot sing either. So
Now, I'm glad you said that. So I'm gonna say Trey Songz live, R. Kelly live. I ain't saying I ain't never heard R. Kelly sound bad or miss a key or note or something like that. I would much rather hear R. Kelly live than Trey Songz live.
but they're great producers. That's why they were able to make themselves sound the way they do because they're both were great producers in the studio. And so they were two guys who I felt like were better producers than singers. But because you're a good producer, you can make yourself sound a certain way. Like T-Pain did his thing, what he did with he can really sing, but he chose
I was
to
gonna say,
do
but T-Pain can actually sing.
yeah, but he chose to do the route he did to do a little Roger Chapman kind of situation. R. Kelly and Trey Songz were great producers, can make great music, and can make themselves sound better than they actually do in the studio. So I never discount him as not a singer. He was just a great writer and a great producer, and created some
Amazing music.
amazing music, and tell stories in the closet. They had us all glued to find out what was going to happen. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So that was just genius. And then Trey Songz played off of him. That's why I didn't look at Trey Songz as a talent because he could not sing as good as R. Kelly, but he could produce as well. And he did a good job. But as an artist, you saw when Trey Songz got on stage, you realized he don't need to go on stage.
Mm-hmm. So
Thank you.
I just he didn't agree with you. 40. This is the royal truth. This is the royal truth where we speak nothing but the truth and give you accurate information. So
never to direct, but only guide you towards the truth.
Guide you, right? So he never agreed with you. He didn't agree with me either. So we can take that as it is. But I just wanted it to come from a person that's actually a singer, because you nor me can sing. I've heard you try to sing. You can hold a note. I will say that.
See, but that's the funny thing, bro. When you say that, me and my battle with one of my oldest sons, we go at it over Brandy and Monica. He says Monica can't sing, but Brandy can sing.
They both can sing.
But Lord, you don't want to fuss with Tiger about this. Tiger says Monica cannot sing and Brandy can sing. I said, Brandy is nasal. I said, how do you give her more credit than you even give Monica? I said I'm stunned.
Monica can blow.
So
Monica can blow.
you cannot tell Tiger that Tiger did not believe that Monica could blow. So it's possible someone would think R. Kelly can't sing because he's not the strongest singer. No.
But who else did you name? Who else did you name that night, 40?
I will be honest. I'm gonna have to renege on this one. I said Babyface, but I set
No,
the
no, no.
day and listen.
You said no, no. You said Babyface can sing.
Yeah, baby. No, Michael. Michael.
Yes, you said Michael Jackson couldn't sing, and I said
No,
Michael Jackson
no.
can sing.
Michael is the
He can
best
actually sing.
performer. Michael's the best performer that the world has ever seen.
Entertainer.
He
Best
is an
entertainer.
entertainer, but I think Michael can actually sing, bro.
He again another. I'm gonna have to say the same thing I just said about R. Kelly. He has his own style of how he does stuff, and you can do that. And if you used to, mama say, mama. I mean, you can, and knock me off of my feet now, it's
See?
Okay,
he's not.
so
No,
can
he
Janet
was a little kid. He
sing?
could sing a lot stronger.
Can Janet sing?
Janet ain't no great singer at all. No,
Because
but it's my
Janet's
baby.
down the same line. Janet is just down the same line as Michael to me. I mean, she sounds decent to me. She's
Janet is not
by
a singer.
far.
Janet's
far
voice is not a strong singer. She's an entertainer.
that's what I'm saying. She's by far not a strong. I can't say like I can't compare her to Luther Vandross or
No,
Whitney Houston.
absolutely not.
I can't compare them to them.
But you compare to
You know what I'm
Sierra.
saying?
Si-
Oh, Sierra's not a.
Sierra's not a
Sierra's
singer.
Janet way better than Sierra.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you can give Sierra a record deal, and who's the other woman? I can't remember. She sounded a little bit like her too. That's what I'm saying. Now I won't lie. Like my baby can blow the house out. Tear the house down with her vocals. No, she's not. No, she can show me a nipple. I'll be happy. I'm not tripping.
I like the way you say your baby, your baby, your baby.
They married.
Her husband gonna beat your ass.
What husband? What husband? Oh, he's gone.
No more. Oh yeah. Oh, he in the 67%.
He's been gone. He's gone. And so what we have done now, we got Issa, my stepson. We're taking care of him. That's what he gave. But other than that, we have no more use for him. He's done.
He gone.
But
Yeah.
I will
So
say though, out of anyone that kind of can loop this into what we're talking about, J Lo can sing.
What?
J Lo,
J-Lo who?
Jennifer Lopez.
I'm gonna kick you off this show.
Okay.
Look,
I'm
look.
about to take his mic. We're about to mute him for real because he's talking some bullshit right now. For real. I know he didn't do that. I know he didn't do that.
No, he didn't. He ain't.
No, he
Look,
didn't.
look. I'm just saying that's my celebrity wife right there,
Oh,
along
she,
with 7 other people
but don't
or 8.
lie about. Come on, there. I ain't lie about my baby. Why you gonna lie about yours? I don't see a need in being everybody. The Joe Child, who used to be my girl's dancer, background dancer, in living color and all that. This little dancer who comes up here now, she wants to see she from the block, and then she done bust her ass 3 times on stage. Now Jen ain't never did that. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, but I had to kind of jump subject because when I tell you he called me about that the other night and I went into naming a 40 mute. I can hear your clicker. Mute your phone real quick. I started naming off people and he named Babyface and I'm like, oh yeah, Babyface can blow. Then I named. It was kind of like the show we had 2 weeks ago when we were naming the artists with Bishop on the phone.
R&B artist, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like one of those things, and we even brought Jodeci in there, and I was explaining to him that Devontae and Dalvin couldn't sing. They could hold a note because they would be the background.
They're producers. Devontae did all the music. See,
that's what I told him. Devontae is the one that created Jodeci.
Yes.
Created Jodeci, and that's what I was telling 40. He didn't know that. Yes, they're all from Charlotte, but Devontae was the producer. He created the group. He know he couldn't sing, so he got him 2 good singers that happen to be brothers, and they carried the group.
And brought his cousin or brother. I think they half brothers or cousins, whatever.
Devontae and Dalvin. Yes,
Yeah.
they're cousins. So it was two cousins and two brothers,
And so yeah,
and that came up, and we forgot to mention. It was. I mean, there's a lot of people we could mention, but I mean, I can go back as far as like Tevin Campbell.
at 11 years old, that boy's sound was amazing.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even talk about who's supposed to be like doing a versus now. Speaking of uh, Usher and Chris Brown, and you know, people like that. You mentioned Trey Songz, so that's kind of like in the
Mhm.
air. But I mean, that's going to be a good one because Chris can actually sing, and I think Usher can sing.
Yeah.
I don't think they. I don't think Usher. I don't think. I don't think Chris Brown is a stronger singer than Usher because Usher, I think, can be a little stronger if he. I've heard him get a little strong. I've never heard Chris get real strong.
It's the tone and pitch. Tone and pitch. They're both in two different places. Actually, Usher was where Chris was when he was younger. Um, Chris, I mean, honestly, he's gotten kind of crazy autotone to me, where he usually normally does not, because he just has a very talented voice, within itself. I got to give him credit on that, building his runs. He's really good at that. But he doesn't have to do the autotone as much as he does. But he's a good singer. Usher is a very strong singer. They are both tenors. They're both different types of tenors, but they are definitely strong. And you spoke the most epitome of tenors right there when you mentioned Babyface. Babyface
Mm-hmm.
is that tenor, okay? He is that tenor. He has that perfect pitch of that tenor. So, Whip Appeal, come on, think about those songs. He just ate it up, and then he wrote for everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
talented people all the way around. But that's what the difference of me learning now as a singer, realizing that's why I want to get into producing, because realizing that that's the craziness. If you can produce, you can really perfect your sound. Or even have a producer that has that much love for you to perfect your sound. And that's how we end up with R. Kelly and the Trey Songz situation. But y'all, we're gonna honestly, I'm not gonna go through. If you know about our shirts, my brother got it on. He's gonna be doing the advertising for that right now. You can go to claimyourthrone.org and hit shop, and you can get your Royal Truth T-shirt. You can get your Love and Laughter T-shirt. They're all available right there. Claimyourthrone.org. This is just a way to watch us as well. If you like, please do that. But 40, I don't know if my brother told you how we end the show. You end the show with you give your final word. So at this point, it's ready to closing it down, and bro, I'm gonna let you give a final word, and I'm gonna give a final word through a song. So 40, what's your final word for everybody today?
Ah, man, I'm just honored to be on here. I look up the T, been looking up the T since 2012. I look up his whole family as a peer because y'all showed me what a family is actually like. And I just thank y'all for just considering me to even be on this, even though it kind of joked on me a little bit with R. Kelly. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Well, hey, look now.
Uh,
I didn't talk about R. Kelly. I mean, I just told the truth about R. Kelly. Now I ain't talk bad about him now.
and that wasn't no word. That wasn't no word of the day.
Uh, uh,
But
He's appreciation. That's his word. He's appreciative of being on the show. That's his appreciation. Bro, what's your final word for the day?
I'm not gonna say the meaning. If you want to know the meaning of threshold, go and look it up. But the meaning behind the meaning, there are a lot of things going on, and people just got to know their limits. And so that's why I say threshold.
Threshold?
Threshold. Yes.
All right. Well, y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with a word that it describes my new song that just came out on September 19th. And that's going to be my ending of the show. It's going to be on that. My word for the day is going to be petty. So I'm going to let that be my word that takes everybody out today. Y'all, if no one had told you they love you today, believe that we do love you. Hit us back. We'll be back on November 13th with our show. And peace and love.
Why you always gotta be so? 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 Why you always